My name is Jacqueline Davis, and I work with A Gathering of Goddesses. It is a local nonprofit here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm affiliated with a number of organizations. That is the most notable, one here in the Nashville area. I'm also a mental health wellness coach and provider for the Soul Care Collective, and they are a Black and Indigenous owned company that makes sure that people of color can receive mental wellness services and not be priced out. So we work with the Loveland Foundation and we take a sliding scale, but I'm very proud of the work that the Soul Care Collective does. And in the community, I'm called by many names. I'm Titi Jackie. I am an auntie. I'm a godmother. A lot of individuals that I've worked with in the past have, Jacqueline, Dr. J is a definitely a term that I'm called. And Dr. J is not necessarily because of a collegiate um, degree. Dr. J is the title of a teacher and one that has led individuals to their healing. And so when healing happens, there is a element of thanks, appreciation, care, and I'm grateful for my community because of the love and the titles and that I have been bestowed with my community's grace. But it's just because of the work that I have been able to do and inspired to do with Black women and by proxy their families. The work that I do is one of a holistic perspective, mind, body, spirit connection. I work with women, children, adolescents, even men in my regular practice, meaning where how I work with individuals with mental wellness. And A Gathering of Goddesses focuses on Black, Indigenous women of color. And so it is a work that is not just, again, from the holistic perspective, we can't just talk about the mind. We can't just talk about your diet or your physical needs, and we can't just talk about the spirit. There's a triunion that exists within us. So the approaches that both the Gathering of Goddesses and the work that I do in community through mental health counseling and wellness all encompass a holistic perspective. My own personal journey started because of the curiosity that was within myself. When I was in college, I was exposed to a number of cultural experiences. Being an alum of Fisk University, that experience changed my entire life, right? And so when you are given the perspective to know who you are and really tap into the it's like literally your DNA and finding out what our individuals, like when I say people of color, are struggling with, in our lived experience, that is some of the source of where my passions lie. When I first got to Fisk, I wanted to be an OBGYN. I was going to deliver babies, and nobody could tell me any different. But Dr. Evans' class and chemistry changed my mind, and so. But it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. When I switched my major to psychology, it was like the lights came on and I became absolutely fascinated with the human mind and fascinated with what the power of the mind in this brilliant healing mechanism can actually do. And realizing that in the African American community, health wise, we are falling victim to heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, and all of these things that are finding out through my work and through just family, just opening up my eyes that these things can be preventable. We do not have to die of these diseases and these diseases that run rampant in our community. And then we have to tie into the historical basis of things and understand the systems that we live in. So there was a very real uncovering of the layers of the need of our people. And I am a avid learner and an individual that likes to get to the root and to the bottom of the reason why problems exist. And so once I got down to the root of some of these things and found out that they were preventable and how powerful the mind is in changing our perspectives and our limiting beliefs around things, I said, okay, this we got something to work with here. So I, for my family's sake, all healing starts with self. So I changed the way, like my diet. I changed my thoughts. All of these things over time have become the healing that took place in me. If I know it can happen here, I know it can happen outside of me. And so I have been somewhat of a lone ranger for a certain period of time, the first one to do this in the family, the first one to be vegan, the first one to change to this, the first one to have locks, like just all the firsts, right, for my own personal reasons. But I say that because the things that have come after that have shown me that the healing that one can do can affect a whole generation before and behind you. It's under the mindset, the mindset, the mindsets of individuals. It's just like our elevated ancestor Harriet Tubman would talk about. You can't go try to save people who don't feel like they need to be saved, or you want to go back for people and say, hey, and they're not there. And so having such a passion and a desire to be an accountability partner and help individuals walk towards their own healing journeys. If I can see it, but they cannot, it's challenging, because the answers are right here. We have everything we need. We don't believe that we do. And so the mindset is challenging to work through. And then the mindset, because that mindset is reinforced by core beliefs and things that have been on default mode for years in these individuals. So it takes a level and a time of awakening for an individual to see. And I'm not saying you have to see it my way, but just to see outside of what they've always known. And so that has been challenging. Has it been defeating and to where you want to give up? No, because I know that things can change and people can change, and there's always hope. There's always hope. But when you see it, it can weigh down on your spirit when you know that doesn't have to be that doesn't have to be the answer, that it doesn't have to be the resolve that one chooses to stay with.
Wow, wow. And it's crazy. You already answered our next question, which was, have there been any times where you considered giving up, or you want to take a break, you just had to stop? Um, I want to ask, with that, what are well, I mean, did you want to expound on that? You said no, you didn't want to give up. You didn't want to quit, but have there been any
Mhm.
times where you're like, hey, this work, it got so overwhelming that you needed to pivot, or you needed to really go in a different direction? Um,
Absolutely. I think that's the mark of the growth of an organization. If you do something one way all the time, that means that there's only a certain person that you can reach. Evolution means change. So pivoting I think is necessary. I think it's necessary. There are parts of us that love consistency and loves being able to predict and hit all the boxes and do all the things. But when the work that we're doing is for humanity and for people are not monolithic. People are cyclical. They change, they evolve, they go up and down. And we're in a time now, again, people's minds are changing and they're waking up every single day with the influence of technology. So we as organizations and people I feel it's in our best interest to ally with change because it's inevitable. Lessons in this body, in this it is a lesson of understanding that life is right. And I was taught that by one of my spiritual guides, I mean, and leaders. But life is right, meaning that if this happens, that was the right thing. And to take the lessons and learn from the experiences so that one can grow. Loss isn't real. Loss isn't real, to me, because how can I lose when every situation teaches me something valuable about myself and others? So this work lets me know that you really can't go wrong. And if you just follow what your destiny says for you to do and how you are supposed to show up, then things will line up. Now, we have in our heads our own plans and how we want this to go. We want to do this by the first quarter and do this by the second quarter. I get that. But the individuals that we're working with, all of our souls are ancient souls. And so we adapt to where we are with who we are. So it's very much of an opening of the perspective. Like it benefits us to have an open perspective and understand that there's more than one way. There's more than a lot of ways to do something. I mean, I can hear my ears. I have sonic boom ears. Okay. Like the next room, there's something going on. I'm just saying, like, but when it comes to music and notes, and I've been told that there are music professors that I have taken, courses with and been trained by that have said that I have what's great or amazing relative pitch. Not perfect pitch, but relative pitch. If music heads out there know what that means, but I can hear a note and come pretty close to pinpointing which one it is in my head, or hearing it and being able to match it. But music is that is it's a frequency, and I respond a lot to frequencies. So I guess that's what I'll say for my fun thing. I have great relative pitch. Yes. Yes, very much so. A Gathering of Goddesses is, like I said, growing and evolving with the women, with who we're reaching in the community. And we are endeavoring, we've been fundraising for this for, at least a year now, but we are in some of the final stages of preparing our rites of passage program that we are going to, I know, I'm so excited that we're going to share with the community. It will start this fall in October. In September of this year, we plan on having our first, well, not the first, but a retreat. A Gathering of Goddesses has not done a retreat in a minute. And so we are endeavoring to do that in September. And I'll just say that, we know that there's power when women gather, and we've been gathering for years together. And the legacy of a Gathering of Goddesses is right within the people. It started here in Nashville, but we have connections all over the nation now. And we're going to be calling on that communal ashe to help bring change and awareness to where we as women, as warriors, as goddesses, as healers can do. So retreat in the fall, our rites of passage program starts that next month in the fall. And I'm just excited. I'm excited about the change. We move with the season. So in the fall, we're going dormant, we're going into our inner selves, and then we'll emerge in the spring of next year. So I'm excited. Those are major right there. Those are big. Yeah, and I have an amazing team, but I know that we'll be able to execute everything. I love you. And you have everything you need to be successful, to be the person that you want to be, how you see yourself. You have everything. Comparison kills. So what you have in you is special, it's sacred, and there is none like you. So be you and do you the best way you can, because there's nobody like you. I would just encourage, myself to not be distracted or swayed by what we saw on the outside of us and want to be so much like things outside of us. love the beautiful skin and energy that you're in, and be great.